hope you all can hear me well. All right. So, yes, I did graduate from the Latin American School of Medicine in 2016. I arrived to the Latin American School of Medicine in 2009, and I didn't know any Spanish. So when we got there, we took a year of Spanish, and we basically had to learn Spanish, which, believe it or not, is the easy part after being immersed with students from all over Latin America, 36 countries throughout Latin America, from Belize to Mexico to Honduras, all the way down to Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina. Every country in between that in Latin America was there. But suddenly, in about 2 months, the school went from 36 countries to almost 100 countries in about 3 months. So people from Asia, Vanuatu, Tonga, Solomon Islands, countries we never heard of in Africa, like Seychelles, Cape Verde, Sao Tome and Principe, and multiple countries throughout Africa end up coming to Cuba. Caribbean islands, all of these students flooded into the Latin American School of Medicine. And we had a chance to experience and share this experience with the people, these students, right? For example, one experience, the people from the Solomon Islands in the Pacific Islanders, they came in as students and they had a birthday party one day. They invited us to the birthday party, and they everything was coconut. For example, we had these seats made of coconut leaves. The night before, they used coconut leaves to cook the fish. The girl came out in a coconut dress. They gave her a coconut bag for her birthday. And this is just a cultural example of what the Latin American School of Medicine was. We had people who spoke all of these different languages, and our common language was Spanish. We came together and ended up speaking Spanish to communicate with each other, but we related with each other, and we shared our different cultures. As far as the education in Cuba, my second year in Cuba in 2010, we got a chance to witness these doctors who graduated from the program come to our school, prepare themselves after there was a hurricane to one of the closest countries to Cuba in Haiti. These students came into the school. We saw them prepare. We saw what it means to perform a brigade, to go to perform acts of humanity, to perform acts of solidarity. As they mobilized and went to Haiti in 2010, we have multiple colleagues that participated in that actual brigade, and so we witnessed this. We witnessed these things. We witnessed these students go to Africa, and these graduates go to Africa in 2014 to fight Ebola. Our medical education, great at medical education. We did have lack of resources, but we was taught to how can we use these lack of resources to actually come to the same conclusion as the first world, and even produce a product, which a solution that compares to the first world. How do we eliminate vertical transmission of HIV with the lack of resources? How do we eliminate tuberculosis? How do we eliminate measles? How do we do these things? How do we diagnose simple things that come to the clinic using minimal resources? So it's a very respected education due to its emphasis on history, physical exams, public health. It's three-tier model of the polyclinic and what sort. We got a chance to work in actual, since we was talking about Salvador Allende, the name of our hospital was Salvador Allende, which was one of the actual headquarters of the Herbaport project. I know we heard of the Herbaport vaccine, per se, that we inject into the actual legs of diabetic patients to prevent them from having amputations. We were right across the street from one of the biggest institutes that we had a chance to rotate in, the Pulmonology Institute, where we were talking about the vaccine against lung cancer. If anyone heard about that. So we were exposed to a lot of very sophisticated levels of education. We were taught to be médicos de ciencia y conciencia, right? Which every medical student that passed through this program knows that phase, which means that we have some type of some moral contract with the communities that we come from and throughout the world, and not only just passing our exams, right? So fast forward to 2000 and in 2025, 2024, we had the 25th anniversary of the Latin American School of Medicine. Um, I now sit on the board of the official alumni association, called the International Medical Society of the Latin American School of Medicine. We work with the students. I just wanted to introduce two concepts before I go here. There's one concept called the Brigada Estudiantil de Salud, and that concept is a student health brigade. And each student that passes through this program, there's a protocol to help these students go back to their community before they graduate and become doctors, right? And to do student brigades. And now, as graduates, we have we have this bridge to not only work in our communities, and communities throughout the world. We are now building medical brigades, starting this year in Africa, in Guinea-Bissau. Why did we choose Guinea-Bissau? We know that Guinea-Bissau um, has great history with Cuba. Not only has the Cubans built a medical school in Guinea-Bissau in 1986 by one of our great teachers at the Latin American School of Medicine, Ana Morales. She started a medical school called the Raul Aguirre's Faculty, and now it's only it's only Guinea-Bissau students that are practicing in this that are learning to become doctors in this faculty. So they have even more history. Cuba has a lot of history in Guinea-Bissau. So this year, myself, I'm one of the coordinators, principal organizers of brigades for the official alumni association. Um, we're working together with the students there, the students and some students from ELAM, as well as some doctors as well. So this is a student brigade and a medical brigade tied into one, and we will be going back to Guinea-Bissau to do one of um, many brigades to come. So, with that being said, the Latin American School of Medicine is still giving out full scholarships. You all can reach out to IFCO. You all can contact IFCO if you're between the ages of 18 and 25, and we'll go through the process. And if you meet the criteria, we would love to have you to come down to be a doctor with ciencia y conciencia. Thank you all.